Welcome to the Fort Brox Crypto Podcast. I am your host, Neil Alonzo, with my co-host, co-founder of Fort Brox, Mr.
Brandon Heath. Fort Brox. Sunday.
Is this your thing this year? You're going to wear a floral shirt every time we shoot?
And sunglasses.
Because, I mean, obviously, I mix up my wardrobe a substantial amount.
Yeah.
So, it looks good.
Well, the reason for the sunglasses is because they're cool.
And you look cool in them.
They're fake Pradas, but I got them in Egypt.
Why do you keep saying they're fake? Nobody would know
fake.
that.
No, I think you look at them and you're like, well, those are just...
Well, unless they're watching on YouTube, but this is a podcast. Well,
Yeah.
on Spotify, we do upload the video, right?
Yeah, and YouTube.
That's what I just said.
Well, you said on Spotify we upload
I said
it.
YouTube first. I said if they're watching on YouTube, and then I go, oh, we also upload the video on Spotify.
On Spotify?
It's all right, man. You're just not
Anyway.
that engaged.
Yeah, but I did get them in Egypt, so like the cost of the plane ticket kind of makes these really expensive.
Oh, so that's what you factor into it.
Yeah. So like the price of actual Prada sunglasses, but for...
Well, it actually would probably equal out, wouldn't it? So even if you bought those for $1, but you spent
Yeah.
$1,000 to go over to Egypt, and you're saying those cost you $1,001.
Yeah, I spent like $1,500 just getting to Egypt and back.
Oh, so those are actually... How much did you pay for the glasses?
So like $1,400 MATIC, actually.
Oh, okay. Ooh, I like what you just did there.
And
So-
then the glasses themselves were only $5.
Okay, wrangling that in then. You
Yeah.
know, this is going to be the best episode ever.
Was it?
Yeah.
Is
Not
it?
was it, is it? It
Yeah.
is. You know why, right?
Why?
Because we're talking about Polygon, baby, which is MATIC. And I liked what you did there.
Thanks, man.
So you're basically wearing something that won't go up in value, but it could have had you just spent your money on Polygon.
That's true.
Oh, wait a minute. I shouldn't say that before giving the disclosures, right?
Oh, disclosures.
Yeah. So we are not financial advisors, wealth managers, lawyers, brokers, or CPAs. Nothing in this podcast should be construed as investment advice. So that previous comment of Polygon will go up, don't
Yeah.
consider that investment advice. But having said that, I am, borrowing a word from the crypto space of slang, very bullish on Polygon. Always have been. Always have been.
Always.
If you look back to
Bold.
early on in our podcast, I have always been a fan of Polygon. Now, will I always be? I don't know,
And
but
why
I
is
still
that?
am. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Not so much just why I'm a fan. We're talking about Polygon, and we're going to talk about, you know, the pros and cons of it, because it does have weaknesses.
What should people expect out of this episode?
They should
my question.
expect, I'd like to think, a general overview of Polygon.
Mm-hmm.
Things and updates about Polygon that you can make your own decision whether or not you're bullish or bearish on it, you know, fan or not, hot or not, however you want to call it. Now, we're not going to get too far in the weeds on it, but we will provide you information as it relates to Polygon on so many levels, including its tokenomics, its status with NFTs, and just run through all the different ways it's currently being adopted in the marketplace. Because again,
Dope.
adoption is a signal we focus on, and Polygon is definitely seeing a lot of adoption.
Yeah, that's great, man.
What are your thoughts of Polygon before we get into it?
Oh, before?
Yeah. Because, I mean, your opinion might change during the course of this episode.
No, I don't think it will. I've always been a fan, just not a huge fan. But I do like how, like, I've never been but I've,
Shouting it from the rooftops,
Yeah.
wearing, you know, socks and shirts.
yeah, as a speculative token, I have bought it before, especially in, you know, it's younger years.
It's younger years.
Yeah, and wrote it up for as far as I could write it. But yeah,
And how far did you write it? So you're saying you don't still possess it?
I don't own any MATIC currently. That's
Seriously?
not true. That's not. I might own a little bit. I
Okay.
have to look through.
Well, clearly it's not enough for
It's
you to
n-
give a fuck.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for the breakout, but you know,
Oh, so some of the reason why you haven't bought any more is because you missed out on the breakout?
yeah, a little,
A little bit?
maybe.
If you had a whole
Maybe
bag
I'm
of
mad at it.
If you had a whole bag of fucks, would you give it at least one fuck?
Yeah, why not?
All right, that's thoughtful of you.
One's good,
You
one's
could have
good.
been, and this was a story, right, on decrypt.co, and the headline reads, MATIC trader turns 80,000 into 4 million as Polygon ends month up 50%.
Whoa.
I mean, and this was
How mu-
written
how much was it?
January 29th,
How much was it?
2023, right? Oh, so you're saying how long did he hold on to it?
No, but how much did he make?
$4 million out of $80,000.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
strong ROI.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you'd much rather invest in something like, I don't know, Celsius? Alameda? I'm sorry.
Ouch, yeah.
Yeah, unless you're involved in crypto, like those aren't jokes.
Yeah.
You're just like, what the fuck? Why is he giggling?
Yeah.
You'd have to be into crypto to at least understand that joke, right?
Yeah.
And is it a joke?
And it's also ouch, dude. Like some people lost their shit on that.
You know, fair
it's
enough.
like Bernie, like being like, oh yeah, joking about Bernie Madoff.
You mean Stratford Oakmont?
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. There's a Wolf of Wall Street reference, right? So,
Yeah.
I mean, you can get fucked anywhere. It's not just crypto.
That's true.
And I'm glad you brought up those other swindlers too.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Because that way it's not just, crypto's not the only thing that'll fuck you. You can get fucked anywhere.
Yeah, tons of ways.
Tons of ways.
There's people out there looking to fuck you. Right now.
This is a crypto podcast.
Yeah.
And so much of me wants to go off into other podcasts now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'll wrangle it back in and say this much.
What is Polygon?
So just so you know, it was purchased back in September of 2020 when this one particular trader made that. So
Oh, okay.
if you look at the time
2
frame,
years.
yeah, man,
Yeah, that's pretty good. 80,000 into one coin.
84,000
It just seems,
or just over 2 cents per token.
yeah. I mean, that just seems incredible to be like, oh, hey, I'm gonna put in 80,000 of my dollars.
Because that's a ballsy
one.
move at a 2-cent token.
Absolutely, yeah.
It just is. Polygon has done some magical things, but you can't always. And I think this is why people get the false misconception of, oh, I'll invest in crypto and be a millionaire tomorrow.
Yeah.
So having said that cat's giving me love.
And you have to like hold on to $80,000 worth of tokens. You know what I mean?
So every time you open up your app, the
Yeah.
market's going up or down,
Yeah.
you are making a decision to say, no, I'm staying.
Yeah.
It is an emotional leap, right? And people don't talk about that enough when it comes to crypto, in my opinion. I mean, they talk about it. It's interesting. So what you're talking about feels more like an educated play if the person really did their homework on Polygon and felt strong about it because they had reasons for it, as opposed to maybe diving into some of these companies that are like, oh, we'll give you an APY return with us of 10%, 20% or more.
Like
right?
that,
And then they turn
the
around and
Hydra
leverage.
50% APY, or I think it was like 150 at one point when they first came out. Hydra.
Well, but it's different if a coin or a token offers it up as an incentive as part of their adoption strategy, as opposed to something, let's say, like Celsius,
yeah.
Or the earn products that you see out there,
yeah.
because they're leveraging your money and you're entrusting that they know what they're doing more so than you to passively allow that to happen, which is,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
So in this particular case,
Maybe we'll get more into Celsius and the collapses of the giants. I mean,
are we going to come up with an episode called Collapse of the Giants? Because there was a whole Land of the Giants episode. I think it was done by Vox Media.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it talks about the history of Apple and some other stuff.
Okay.
It was a cool podcast series called Land of the Giants. I think Peter Kafka was involved with it. I'm a big fan of his.
Oh, okay.
He's on Recode Media. But anyways,
Yeah.
bringing it back to Polygon, it's pretty incredible when you can get that kind of return. But that return can't be guaranteed. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, the same return probably. Well, I don't know. I mean, we'll look at the tokenomics of it a little later in the show, but if the tech's there and the adoption's there, like, why couldn't it go up?
Yeah. No, it's so.
But
I will dive into the headlines of the reasons why I think that Polygon, and it's part of the reason why I've been so in favor of it.
yeah.
So here's one. Starbucks in beta is now live on Polygon. Starbucks Odyssey is what it's called.
What
Okay.
is the Starbucks Odyssey?
So I'm going to tell you right now.
Oh,
So
okay.
back in 2022, in September, Starbucks announced it has partnered with Polygon to build its Starbucks Odyssey Web3 powered experience. The beta is now live. The fact that Starbucks chose Polygon amongst everybody else in September of 2022, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was in development before that because they launched it back in September, but they chose it against so many other chains, so many other layer 2s or even layer 1s for that matter.
This is during the bear market as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a bear market.
Yeah.
You know, things are up a little bit right now.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Share your face.
Oh, okay.
Like for those who can't see right now, you seem a little fired up. Oh, okay.
We'll get into it.
We'll get into the tokenomics later. But Starbucks, they're never one, in my opinion, to just make a hasty decision.
No.
I mean, they've definitely learned how to refine their craft to know how much per square foot that they make.
Yeah.
So having said that, they've gotten their locations down pat. I can't imagine they wouldn't have done enough due diligence in this, or at least I'd hope. But then again, you look at other venture capitalists that invested in FTX. You would think that they would be ones who do due diligence too. So maybe we're giving more credit than what's deserved to the business team at Starbucks, but this doesn't seem like an accident.
Oh, I don't think so at all. I think like looking at it from pure play before Sam went off the rails, SBF, before he went off the rails and started taking users' funds and using it as indiscretionately as he wanted, I believe that FTX was a solid investment. Like they were trying to do something a little bit different.
I got some salt in my mouth. I think you got some all the way over here.
Really? No, I
get it.
I really think
I totally get it.
I understand why they wanted to do it, because there's a hole in the space, or maybe not even a hole, but like you had somebody who was passionate about it, who wanted to get into crypto, who had the resources, the money, talked a big game, and then at the end of it, you see, he was just taking that money. So, but I think when he started out, he had great intentions, and like, I don't know.
Best intentions. I feel like that's a country song.
Yeah.
It might have been done by Garth Brooks.
Yeah, maybe.
Huh? I will say.
Yeah, Starbucks. Yeah.
So Starbucks Odyssey program is an extension of the Starbucks Rewards loyalty program.
Yeah.
Do you use the Starbucks app at all?
No,
it's pretty awesome, I will say.
I don't drink enough Starbucks, but
I mean, here's the thing. I eat more at Starbucks than I drink coffee there because their breakfast sandwiches,
that's disgusting.
I'm not gonna lie. Are you kidding me? I love their breakfast sandwiches.
I can just go to 7-Eleven and pick a breakfast sandwich up off the rack and microwave it myself.
Okay, that
for $3 less
to me. I mean, you know what? Different strokes, bro.
Yeah.
But having said that, that's a big portion of their business.
Yeah.
The loyalty program.
For sure.
For Starbucks. So to entrust that type of environment and ecosystem to Polygon, that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
But they clearly see the value not only of Polygon as the tech that they're going to use, the layer 2 tech, but they clearly see the value of being in the space of crypto and blockchain.
Yeah.
Which again, it gives me peace or more peace to sleep at night knowing that there is adoption like this happening.
Yeah, for sure. And then also with MasterCard, Disney, Instagram, right?
Oh, so to jump into that, Disney's Accelerator program accepted Polygon into it as the only blockchain company.
Yeah.
Out of all of it. I mean, again, Disney doesn't strike me as one, and in full disclosure, I felt like it was a
You're
gift
a Disney
to
stan?
me. I feel like it was a gift to me when Bob Iger came back. I was so happy. It felt like my team won the Super Bowl. It did.
Yeah,
for me.
You were texting me about it.
I know.
Group chatting me like,
I was so hyped.
Bob's back.
Bob's back, baby.
Yeah.
I am a fan of his. So having said that, I'd like to think that Disney, and everything he has done hasn't worked out. I mean, look at their succession plan. Didn't work out the first time with Bob Chapek. But Disney accepting them into their accelerator program, again, is another cause for me to be like, damn, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then
he makes some pretty good decisions.
He has his moments.
Clocks.
Well, I mean, I don't know if he directly chose Polygon, but he was there when it all...
Yeah.
Or he's still a part of it to some extent. Another bit of Polygon is Meta to let users mint and sell Polygon-powered NFTs on Instagram.
That's dope.
That is dope.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I remember seeing a headline of that and being like, oh, okay, cool.
You know what I mean? So you have all these things. And then the fact that they are now working with MasterCard, it's just, they keep stacking, right?
Yeah.
They just keep stacking on top of each other.
Good news after good
Because
news,
they're building
headline after
partnerships.
headlines. Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah.
And so it's those partnerships that I feel create value. So having said that, let's dive into a little bit of an objective look at Polygon, right? So Ethereum, it's a layer 2 Polygon built on top of Ethereum. Ethereum should be hyped that they have Polygon, because this is the reason why Ethereum, in my opinion, is creating a moat around their business model, or everything about what they do.
Yeah.
It's because even if they shit the bed on certain things, but they make sure that they can maintain their layer 2, the things that are built on top of them.
Yeah.
That's what's going to inherently keep them going for a long time.
Well, I mean, that's what they're designed for, an open source blockchain, in order to be able to be built on top of.
No.
Now that they're proof of stake, it actually helps out the network a lot, I think, just because my big grief with it was that it was so bloated, but now it's opened up. It's a lot faster. It's a lot cheaper to use. So I think that'll go down chain as well.
Yeah. I mean, in full disclosure to those who might be listening to us for the first time, we were GPU mining, and Ethereum was wonderful.
Yeah.
So when they clipped that from proof of work to proof of stake, it was a bummer. Like, they didn't even take into consideration of talking to the community about that. But we understand that this is moving towards what they see as the better vision for the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Will I buy them again? No, but good luck to you. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. You know what I mean?
No.
BB?
So again, Polygon's weaknesses.
Yeah.
It's not an autonomous blockchain. Okay? Because of that anything that happens to Ethereum bad could potentially happen with Polygon.
Disrupt just a down chain all the way. Yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah, I could see that.
So, I mean, in step with that, it's good to know, in my opinion, those things.
I mean, what if they went and decided, hey, you know what? Let's go to proof of work, and then I'm just kidding. That'd be fun though.
That would be amazing if there was a fork.
Yeah, I would like some coin to go the other way. I just want to see that go down,
Yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's things on the web where they're saying that they support over 7,000 different blockchain-based projects.
Who?
Polygon.
MATIC?
Yeah. And it even says that Polygon has committed $100 million to projects enabling the transition to decentralized internet.
7,000 different projects built off of a layer 2?
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Or committed to part of it, yes.
Oh, okay. Committed to, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they have some strong communities. I'll give them that. Just looking on, because before this episode, I jumped on Reddit, and you've got two. You've got MATIC, and then you have 0x Polygon, which has 59,000 people actively talking in it, discussing all things Polygon and MATIC, you know? So if you're interested in learning more about it, I would suggest that.
So one of the things...
Or MATIC Network also has 60,000. So yeah.
Twitter has plenty of communication about Polygon.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
One of the downsides I've heard or seen written about Polygon is that it's not really made for transactions. You know what? And that's fine.
Yeah. Not everything has to be.
Not everything has to be. I think I've shared this before, but cryptocurrency as a currency, I'm not the biggest fan of. Mm-hmm. There's not that many cryptocurrencies that I believe do transactions really well. Yeah. There's a few, and I've spoken about Nano. Nano's the one that I love Nano for what it does, because again, its value proposition is so simple, but it's necessary. Yeah, that's why the Lightning Network has been utilized so much.
I like it
because it makes transactions faster. Yeah, right. There's even some people in chatter now that's saying that Bitcoin could potentially become more transactional, and if that's the case, cool. But again, cryptocurrencies as a whole, in my opinion, should not be viewed as actual transactional currencies, but more the technology to facilitate, the goods or services that whatever other technologies using, such as Nano, to process the transaction. So
Yeah.
work again within the ecosystem, because we've talked about it, and I think we talked about it on this last episode of the adoption. Nobody built, or there's no standards. There's not enough railroad tracks to get from one coast to another right now in the world of crypto. To dive into more things about it, tell us about its tokenomics. Take us through the tokenomics of Polygon. Mr.
Tokenomics. Let's do this.
Eventually we'll have some sort of like audio jingle, right? Like it'll make it sound like
Tokenomics.
I was thinking more
coming
like
down at you.
I was thinking more like the Shark Tank. Money, money,
Dun, dun.
money.
Dun dun dun.
Oh no, that's something else.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But anyways,
I've worked on Shark Tank.
Yes, I know. Oh wait,
Bum bum.
would that consider to be a name drop as well?
Oh.
Look at us. We're having a pissing contest on a podcast.
I didn't have my camera on you, so.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All right. But anyways, tokenomics, Polygon.
Tokenomics. Let's see. We got a market cap of $10 billion. Current price, $1.19 per MATIC coin, not token. Fully diluted would be 11 billion, which means that if the full amount or supply, the total supply, max supply, were to be let out. So currently the circulating supply is 8 billion, 87% of the 10 billion supply, max supply that they have out there. I do like that it has a max supply.
Why do you like that it has a max supply?
Well, because that means they can't just dump more coins on the market and then thus making their coins less valuable.
You're educating listeners who may or may not know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah. So it makes it deflationary in nature.
So it doesn't
instead of inflationary. The all-time chart looks interesting here.
Okay.
We've got from its inception in 2019 till about December of 2020, it was kind of circling at around the 2 cent range this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And then in December, it has its first big spike.
Okay.
And it goes up to $1.81 in May of 2021. And then it's got a huge bump up to $2.50 in January of 2021. Then we've got a nice roller coaster down to 38 cents on 6/19/2022, which you might remember is like the good old Luna days.
Old Luna days.
I think that was around the Luna crash. The Luna crash was in May of, but yeah, so that's 1 month later.
Trying to forget.
I had to try to drink that away myself.
No, actually, we ended up buying some when it tanked the floor.
Yeah. Well, we tried to time the floor.
Oh, the dead cat bounce?
Yeah, trying to look for that.
We would have hit it had we just within that 12-hour time span.
Oh man,
Yeah,
I'd have been rich.
But anyways,
but I decided not to because I don't like speculation that much, and
usually we're not cowboys that way.
Yeah, and I'm pretty fearful about losing all my money. So
Yeah.
I don't have.
That's a valid fear.
I don't have fuck you money just laying out there, Neil. Otherwise, I would have probably taken the gamble because, if you time it right, you're rich. If you don't, you're screwed. So, but anyway, so we've had kind of a nice spiky leveling off. And then I think after the Instagram announcement, it jumped up to $1.18. And then now we have a slow climb all the way back up to $1.20 as of the time of recording this.
That's
on February 2nd.
2023. I will say this in step with that.
Where do I think it's going to go?
Yeah.
It does look really good. I believe that we are on our way and hitting another bull market as we speak. Mm-hmm. Just all price indication kind of look like everything where Bitcoin goes, the rest follow. And you saw Bitcoin break out from 16 all the way to 23, and 23 is now its new like ceiling. So once it breaks past that, then you'll see slow breaks just kind of building up. And you usually see that after a bull run in January the following year, or after a bear market, you see January the following year is when it starts picking back up because people have tax farm loss where you sell a lot of your crypto and then just buy back in because it's so low. A lot of times it's past what you bought it for, especially if you bought in
the wash
in the
rule
bull.
also isn't in effect with crypto yet.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll
Yet.
and that's stress yet. They might I wonder if they'll retroactively be able to go after people for the wash rule.
Yeah.
The ICOs that some of regulatory has been going after, they've even extended how far back they'll go on ICOs.
Yeah.
So it's not real till it's real. You know what I mean? So there you go.
So anyway, just throwing that out there that you might see a new bull market soon. Probably not as big and extensive as when everybody was sitting around playing with their free money on their phones, but like, yeah, I've heard people talk about Bitcoin getting up to 100 and something thousand per coin.
I still feel like we're early for so many reasons.
With all ships rise with the tide.
So I still feel like we're super early to everything.
Yeah.
Which is awesome because it means there's so much room for growth. Instead, with Polygon, as far as headlines, they've, OpenSea's Polygon NFT sales topped Ethereum for the second straight month. Yeah,
what?
That's kind of a big deal because they also had Solana on there too. OpenSea's realizing that they have to open.
Yeah, open.
They have to be more open. See,
open to other tokens besides that.
Yeah, and so. It's low cost assets is what they're saying too. Yeah. That most of the Polygon stuff is lower cost assets. But here's the thing, it doesn't matter. It's more volume.
Yeah.
Volume is at the heart of it, in my opinion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it follows the trend of adoption. And maybe I would be curious to see more data as far as are people buying multiples or are there just more people buying more NFTs? You know what I mean? It's more people entering the market.
But I do believe it's the right call for OpenSea to be able to like expand their coins.
Well, even Rarible,
I think they want to
doing it.
Well, Rarible's like always done it.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, they even had their own native token that you could mint your NFT on, and then if you wanted to cross-chain it afterwards, you could. So like, Rarible's always been, in my opinion, a great place to start if you don't know a lot about NFTs, but. Yeah, the price per MATIC, like I really like that, especially if they're getting in the NFT game to kind of prop up their value. I think that's also something that helped Solana go from like $1 or 50 cents all the way up to 200. I think it was at its peak. But yeah, I just want OpenSea to put on Raven NFTs. You know what I mean?
I do.
How about that?
I mean. So here's another article from CoinDesk. That was pretty cool. It says investment manager Hamilton Lane opens tokenized fund on Polygon blockchain.
Yeah.
The securitized back feeder fund makes the flagship direct equity fund available to more investors. Again, it's interesting to see how fund managers and what I would think VCs would start doing. And in full disclosure, I work with VC firms. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that we've been talking more and more about is utilizing blockchain technology.
You dropped this name over here. Oh,
I didn't drop a name.
I know you did.
That was not a name drop.
I know you did.
But you have to. You have to share certain things, right?
Yeah.
That is a full disclosure thing.
Yeah.
But going back to that, I believe venture capital funds, private equity funds, M&A funds, they're all eventually going to end up reporting and documenting it on a blockchain because it makes it more transparent.
Yeah.
And even though they're privately operated entities in most cases, they don't have to be public disclosure, but there's certain things that I think are going to be called into more accountability and transparency.
Yeah.
Because when you think about venture capitalists that funded and chose to fund FTX, it calls into question. So it's like they're going to want to see some sort of recording and record of how the decisions are made or when the decisions are made. They just want to see the track record of these things.
Yeah.
So again, Polygon seems to be a layer 2 that provides value in a number of ways that brands, conglomerates, big companies are exploring.
Yeah.
Whether or not you want to get involved with some of these
doesn't have to be a layer 1. You know what I mean? That's what's kind of beautiful about it. Like, it doesn't have to be.
Well,
you
again,
know?
it kind of goes back to the foundations, right?
Yeah.
So if you look at layer ones is doing a lift to help make layer twos more prominent, almost like apps, like dApps, decentralized apps. There's still not enough on a layer 0, so to speak, because there are layer zeros. But I believe in protocol layers.
Yeah.
And I've talked about on other podcasts, including the last episode about adoption.
Yeah.
Those functional elements. It's the unsexy work. If you were building a city, the first things that you would really want to consider if you had the hindsight of history past would be, we need a sewer system.
Yeah.
We need to know where our utilities,
That's
electricity,
Chicago.
and water.
Have you ever heard Chicago had a big outbreak of cholera in Lake Michigan? So they were one of the first cities to put in a modernized sewer system by lifting up buildings. And they actually moved buildings around Chicago with train jacks.
What? No,
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. I have some.
Yeah, they
friends in
actually
Chicago, but
lifted
no.
the whole entire city in order to be able to put down a modernized sewer system to get rid of cholera, which is kind of funny and cool.
That is incredible. But
Yeah.
so in step with that, that's a
Yeah.
real world application of the same thing I believe that's happening in crypto and blockchain as a whole, is that it wasn't thought of. It wasn't considered, or it's just not sexy work. Look at waste management.
Yeah.
Wayne Huizinga, I believe his name is, he's a billionaire for cleaning up all the shit. He does shit work, supposedly. It's incredible. I
Does
love
he do
that.
shit work?
Well, maybe not him personally.
Yeah.
But he created a business out of doing the things that are very unsexy to
Yeah.
most people, but they're necessary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? People aren't
And
going
he sponsors a PGA event in Scottsdale, Arizona, which is funny. They call it the Waste
shout out to
Management
home.
Open.
Shout
Yeah.
out to Scottsdale, because I know you like golf.
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
know you love your Arizona. Your heart's in Arizona, you Cardinal fan, you.
Kyler, I'm going through the pain with you, man. Get well.
But the thing, again, about Polygon that it makes it so attractive, in my opinion, it's just simply because they've been able to align with so many brands.
Yeah.
And if the brands entrust that technology, it creates a moat around their business, because somebody like Starbucks is not necessarily just going to flip-flop their technology choices, because they're not a tech company. I mean, they have tech elements,
Yeah.
but not every company is like Nike, for instance, where they just go full head in. But even that, they didn't start in the beginning with the Nike Run Club. Remember Nike Plus, and they had the pedometer in the shoe?
Yeah.
You had to put the little tracker in the shoe. And it was amazing because that division grew up to be something so spectacular for that brand. And I've spoke about another podcast where it gave people a reason to think about the brand for 365 days
Yeah.
about your shoes. I mean, what reason do you have to think about a brand in your shoes that many times throughout a year?
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how people leverage what Polygon offers.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the adoption. It's the signal of adoption. And the
Yeah.
fact that Polygon is one of those, technology components or value propositions that's leading towards adoption. I'm a big fan of that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm probably bullish on it. But again, time will tell, right? Time will work its magic, and we'll see how things go.
Yeah. Maybe
What are your thoughts?
Maybe I'm just mad that I didn't hit that 80 to 4 million.
Maybe you didn't put your 84 G's in when you could have.
Ah,
Yeah, you could have been the story on decrypt.co.
yeah, I could
You
have
would have
been.
looked beautiful with any of your floral shirts.
Yeah.
People don't see the fact that that's a crop top, though, because the way the camera cuts off.
But it's not a crop top.
It kind of looks like crop top.
Nah.
But here's the thing. You pull
It's
it
just
off.
a short shirt.
Pulling it off.
Yeah, it's just a short shirt.
So yeah, that was our episode on Polygon. We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you found value. We're curious to get your comments. So please leave a comment if you're watching us on YouTube or whatever platform that allows for comments. Or send us a question. We'd love to dive into it more. We'd also like to thank the Celebrators for that intro and outro song. It's a great, group of guys. They're coming out with more music, I think, all the time. So they're really growing. And that's my friend, Brad McLean. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Love Brad.
shout out Brad.
Shout out Brad. This episode is produced by Vocal Visual.
Yeah, shout out Wizard Cat Studios.
Well, Wizard Cat Studios, you are Wizard Cat Studios, and now you're part
Yeah.
of Vocal Visual.
That's true.
Yeah, so it's all encompassing.
Yeah.
Remember that tide that you keep talking about with the ship rising, baby?
Yeah.
If you found value in what we're doing, please share value. Who doesn't like to share value with others? Like, comment, and subscribe. All those wonderful shout outs, right? So thank you again, and until next time.
Peace.